A ban on ball at Barnstable's beaches discussed, and we hear from Town Council President Fred Chirigotis on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, July 5th, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. Barnstable police are investigating an alleged assault at one of the town's beaches. On July 1st, a teenage girl went into a public bathroom at Hamlin's Pond. She tells police she encountered a young man inside who assaulted her. He was holding a knife and wearing a bandana over his face. Police say the incident occurred just after noon on July 1st. The suspect was wearing dark clothes and a black baseball hat. Anyone with information is asked to contact Detective Lieutenant John Murphy at the Barnstable Police Department. Meanwhile, the Recreation Commission spent time at this week's meeting talking about a ban on ball playing at certain beaches that's been in effect for nearly 3 decades. Some residents would like to see that ban lifted at Dowses Beach in Osterville, but it could cause a safety concern.
Before I got here, 36 years ago.
It's really a safety issue.
People get hit in the head, we've had heads split open.
Right.
What kind of ball are they talking about?
Well, we don't allow any balls because they can't handle if the differences and all the, I mean, you have to make up your mind as to what's considered what. Not to mention balls that go into the water also on an onshore breeze are fine, but an offshore breeze, we've had many people have to be pulled out of the water due to that as well. I mean, if you'd like to make a recommendation, it's not a rule that I ever set. It was the selectmen way back when that set that rule. If the town manager and you would like to change that rule, I'm open to hear it, but I can tell you that our staff strictly enforces it. It's strictly at Colville's, Craigville, and Dowses. There is no room for ball playing on the beach, or frisbee throwing, or kite flying. They just, I mean, that's your decision. It would have to be a blanket thing across the board. So
that's where I have the problem. I was almost going to say if it was going to work, it would almost have to be by a beach type thing, and you really can't do that. It's really got to be a blanket, like Patty said. It's really got to be a blanket thing. And
well, but why a blanket thing when 3 beaches are allowing it and other beaches are not allowing it? So that's not very blanket. We have volleyball nets that are set up. And we allow people to play volleyball, and in those areas we allow them to play ball. And then there are sites that have areas that aren't in the swim area. You know when I mean, like Calmus. When we go to Calmus, you'll be able to understand that you have a swim area, that area of the beach. You really can't have ball playing going on. But if you go down beyond the beach, the swim area, I mean, it goes on for about a quarter of a mile, and there's plenty of opportunity at sites like that. But it's not where everybody is. But Craigville does not have that area. Colville's does not have that area, and Dowses does not have that area. It's completely. I mean, I'm open to suggestions. No,
but
my only thing is, and I'm not saying we should change the rules right now, but at least we should look into it because a lot of people go to the beach not just for swimming. Mm-hmm. They go to the beach to recreate, to meet, to have fun together. And so, if beaches aren't fun,
yeah. Well, we tried to add. I've allowed those. They're not balls. I don't know the name of the game. There's bocce ball, but it's not really. It's not ball playing. There's no throwing of the ball. Bocce is a little bit different. There's these little things with 2. Yeah, the ladder. They've played that at the beaches. I mean, we're open to ideas, but we have to be careful as to.
So it's always error on safety, but that phrase, a non-fun beach. Let's keep our options open. What might be possible that's safe.
The Recreation Commission says it wants to hear from lifeguards and other beach staff about what they observe on the town's beaches. They do plan to discuss that matter further. Town Council President Fred Chirigotis says the load for councilors may be lighter now that the budget process is over, but that doesn't mean councilors get the summer off.
The budget really is a long and strenuous and process, and yes, we're through the budget, but there are a whole host of things that need to be done. I know that the town manager is interviewing candidates for assistant town manager. We will hopefully he'll announce who his candidate's going to be, and then we would ratify that in a vote in public on July the 12th. We'll look with I believe 3 people have sent in letters of interest for the seat for the Barnstable County Assembly of Delegates. We'll be looking at those. Those will be done right in public. We won't go through any process with the appointments committee or anything. We'll just bring people right to the town council meeting, and interview them and hopefully get through with an appointment for the County Assembly of Delegates.
That person would have to go through the election process this November.
So actually, people who have sent a letter of interest, there are others who may very well be taking out their nomination papers and submitting them to the town clerk so that they can be on the ballot and run for that position this fall. Oh, there's a whole host of things. We're actually planning to have a weekend workshop for our strategic planning. We have the town managers in place now. We'll get the council's priorities in place. Do that together with the town managers so that we are all working. I think it's Yogi Berra. We want to make sure that we all have the same goals, so we want to know we're all going in the same place.
Chirigotis says the council will soon meet for a special strategic planning workshop.
The primary interest for the last few years has been financial stability in the town, and I think we've been doing a pretty good job of staying financially secure, and we want to make sure of that. And then the idea. Public safety has always been important. It's always a conversation and a discussion. There are a whole host of things. So that's always an interesting engagement. I'd like to be able to meet again with the CAC, Citizens Advisory Committee, for a workshop to tell us how things are going with regard to clean water initiatives and planning. CFAC, we like to meet with the Citizens Financial Advisory Committee at least once a year and have a sit down and go through the financing ideas of the town, how we do financial economic development, and there are just so many different things that we can sit down and do and need to do. So we don't have a whole lot of pressing priorities. There isn't anything that's on the table that is going to gather a whole lot of attention or controversy right now, which is good. What it is we need to go about the business of the town in stable, ordinary fashion, and I think things are going to. We're in for a great summer.
Fred says wastewater planning will certainly be a topic of discussion for councilors in the coming year.
Well, first of all, it's good that the commissioner of the Cape Cod Commission, executive director of the Cape Cod Commission, was actually the assistant town manager in this town, so he has an understanding. And actually, he's a bright guy. Paul Nedzwicki, he's a brilliant guy. So, understanding what the regional needs are. The town of Barnstable, our authority is within our own borders. So actually what happened is with the Citizens Advisory Committee, whose job it is to go out and look at what all of the possible alternative choices are and how we can do these things in a financially prudent manner, they actually have on their committee members from other towns. So there's someone from Yarmouth. They've invited Mashpee and Sandwich to the board so that people can sit down and come up with a solution that applies across town lines. Because unfortunately or fortunately, water doesn't stop at the town line, so we need to have a solution that works for not only for us but for our neighbors, and our neighbors' solutions have to work for us also. So it's good that we can communicate.
Town Council meets again next Thursday, July 12th. Well, trees could help clean up the water on the Cape. An experiment is underway at the Water Pollution Control Facility here in Hyannis, involving several poplar and willow trees. Cape Cod Commission staff filled 9 insulated boxes with the trees. They'll be watered daily with effluent from the plant. That water will then be tested when it drains from the boxes. The process of plants cleaning up soil is called phytoremediation. It's been used in other areas. The commission will test for nitrogen, phosphorus, and certain heavy metals. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.